primarily a walkthrough, and we will run through more full speed tomorrow on Friday. But thought it was a good, sharp mental day for our guys. They're starting to get excited and get anxious for the game to get here, but it was good work.
Did Flanagan, was he able to go yesterday or today?
No, does not look like Ryan will be able to play.
So that Khalid will step in there, or
yeah, Khalid and Jordan Jones, Khalid and Eli.
Have you been able to get much out of Jordan since he's come back from illness?
Jordan's looked really good. Matter of fact, he had a really good couple practices, and it was good to get him out there. He came back fresh and looked fast. He really didn't look like he lost anything mentally. He's got good instincts, and he'll play quite a bit.
What was he able to?
We'll make a decision on the starter here, but he'll play quite a bit.
But what? I mean, obviously you've been impressed with him. What impresses you most about him in such a short time?
Oh, he's just got good instincts. He's got a nose to get to the football, and so those things. He's picked things up. He's been sharp with his assignments. So put all that together, and I'm anxious to see him play.
What was he able to do while he was? I mean, obviously it seems like he's managed to keep himself plugged in some way while he was out sick.
Well, he had the type of illness where he had to step away for a while, just get into bed, and rest, and so that hurt him. But he came back, and he's a different bird. But he came back, and he looks good. And so, like I said, I'm waiting to see him play. He's just one of those guys. He gets around the football. He gets it. He didn't seem like he took a step back mentally at all, and showed some good instincts in practice. So he'll be out there ready to go.
With Flanagan, was it one of those things where, in some ways, you also don't want to push it when you got so many important games still ahead of you to not have him come back too soon?
I don't, I can't tell you how much no.
All right.
That's not even close to what I'm thinking. If he is ready to play, he would have played. If he's at all. I don't make those decisions, and I don't influence anybody. The doctors tell me whether they can play. If they play, they play. And I don't go anywhere near making those decisions. I have a great medical staff. Jim Madalino does a great job. I trust them. I trust the doctors, and that's out of my hands. But if they gave him the green light to play, he would play. This game is extremely important.
How do you feel about that unit as a whole, just being ready, linebackers in general?
I feel good. I feel good. The guys will go out there and play well.
When you talk about how important this game is, how significant does this moment feel opening up this new stadium, and what sense of responsibility is there, do you feel, to deliver now?
It does. It does. I think we all take ownership in that and take responsibility for that. Our players know that a lot of people have invested a lot in them, and we asked for support, and they've given it to us, and the fans are showing up, and the stadium's being built, and we're building our football team. And this is the first opportunity to go out and show everybody what our team's like this year. So we have a great opportunity, and we just got to make sure that we're all ready to go, and I anticipate we will. The guys have practiced hard, and I don't want to put any more pressure on themselves or anything like that, but the guys will be energetic and fired up and ready to play.
Do you have butterflies yet, sort of thinking about the moment? Or?
I think, yeah, the anticipation as you get closer to it and gets closer to the end of the week, you start feeling anxious and ready to go for sure.
Like you said, you tried last year with going a little lighter on Thursday, a little more up tempo on Friday. What did you like about that to make it keep doing it this year?
I did like it. Well, the game times that I know about right now, the first 3 games are all at night. So if we step off the field right now, what time is it?
5:35.
So if you step off the field on Thursday and you don't run anything at a higher clip until Saturday at 7, that's a pretty good amount of time where just muscle memory, where you want the guys going faster. So we're just reversing it. I don't think it's anything dramatic. We still get a good walkthrough day today, good sharp mental day. The guys can freshen up a little bit, and then tomorrow we'll go faster and try to have a fast, short, fast, high tempo practice. And I think it helps with timing and getting the guys moving. You know, because when you play those night games, you're sitting around all day Friday and all day Saturday. You know, the last thing you like to feel is lethargy. You know, so I think it helped us in that way.
Has there been a guy that, in particular, that you've seen just sort of take off this week with some guys seems like when the game gets close, they can tell the lights are about to come on.
I think some of that is noticeable. You know, I don't think I care to point any of that out, good or bad, but I think, yeah, you'll see some of that. And with some young guys, you know, that's what I said, you know, the other day, when you don't truly know what you have until you take that field the first, you know, game, and we get a game in the books. You know, I have a pretty good idea at certain spots, certainly the guys that have been around and have some experience. But when you're dealing with a lot of new guys, and that's part of it. That's part of what makes it the anticipation, like you were just talking about, for the first game, you know, just to see exactly what we have.
Mark, what do you feel good about in terms of rushing the passer right now?
Yeah, I feel good about Farrington, and Josh Allen's been a pleasant surprise, and you know, Denzel. So we'll have some guys step up and create some pressure.
You said last week that you hope to hear about Courtney this week. Have you heard anything?
Yeah, Courtney will not be eligible to play this year.
With the rule change, did he get an extra year at the end, or is it still?
I'm not sure at this point.
Okay.
You know, to be honest with you, I didn't even investigate that. You know, they told me about that, and we had to move on and get their preps ready for this game. But I mean, we certainly will if we can. But I know our compliance people do a wonderful job, and we'll do anything we can for our kids. So I'm sure that we're exploring all options.
Are there ways that you feel like this defensive unit will be better than last year's defensive unit? I know a lot of people have questions about your defense going in. Do you?
Yeah, I anticipate us being better. I certainly believe we'll be better. And I think just overall, I feel there's a comfort level. There's some, you know, we have some inexperience, and it's going to be interesting to see how those guys play. But it is what it is. I anticipate they'll play well. They're going to go through some growing pains, so we have to be able to overcome that.
They'll come along
Yeah.
well enough to be able to.
Yeah, Vontae's he's another guy that can rush the passer, and you know, we you know, as we mentioned earlier in the week, I think he, you know, once he's settling into his defensive end position, starting to, you know, be more comfortable and be able to help us and playing a little bit faster and not thinking as much.
Having done it before, you talked about some guys you've had in the past. What would you say to a guy like Chris Westry, who's going to run out there on the island as a starter on Saturday?
Well, you know, the big thing is just do what he does, and that's play football. But there does have to be a level of focus, you know, and concentration. And, you know, so that's the thing, is just getting him the key and get his eyes right. Because young guys have a tendency to start looking at a lot of things except the things they're supposed to be looking at. And so I think that's the biggest thing, is just settling in on being disciplined with his eyes, and then just playing and enjoying it, because he's worked hard, and it's important to him. So I know it'll be important to him on Saturday to play well.
Have you had a moment where you've like gone to the stadium and just kind of looked around and just kind of taken it all in and see what you built?
Yeah, here and there. I've driven, you know, by the stadium, and I went in there Sunday and took a look around and was excited about it, and just anticipating this Saturday. And it certainly aesthetically looks beautiful, and I know the recruiting room and just different options and the amenities for the fans. It's good for a lot of people, and so we're excited. But like I mentioned earlier, I think the most important thing we can do is go out and play well, and play the best of our abilities as coaches and as a team, and the players. You know, do the very best we can. Greatly appreciate the support our people within the Big Blue Nation, and certainly within the athletic department, have been amazing. It's important to a lot of people, and we recognize that. I think Mitch does a wonderful job. He's very passionate. He cares a great deal, and from him on down to the other coaches and teams and support staff and administrators and all the people that have been in there trying to get the stadium ready. We can't thank them enough. It's very important to them. It's very important for us to go out there and play well.
Is there anything you can do to sort of prepare them to play and not be looking around and, you know, just sort of the moment getting too big?
No, just talk about it. I mean, we talk about that often. We truly, you know, have to play one play at a time, and that we have to have discipline and focus about us to do that. And, you know, you can only play one game at a time and one play at a time. So those are things we're talking about for a week now.
Couple more?
Mark, you said that when you hired Coach Boo, that one of the things you liked was he had been a coordinator, you've been a coordinator, you got DJ's coordinator. How did that help, or how did that work as far as putting together a game plan for this game?
I think it just helps. I mean, it's been well documented that it was important for me to have a big picture guy and have that experience. And I think that's very important, and I also think just the personality that he has has been very helpful. I think he's very passionate. He cares a great deal. He's a soldier when he needs to be a soldier, but he's also a big picture guy and an idea guy when the time's right. So I love all of our staff right now. I just couldn't be more comfortable with the whole defensive room and the whole staff, because I have total trust in the offensive guys as well. So I feel good about the addition of him and what he's brought. But again, I feel very good about DA and Jimmy Brumbaugh as well. So, you know.
CJ Walker, Ellen talked about yesterday that perhaps was done a good job of the run back.
Yeah, he has. He's done a good job. He's worked hard. There's a lot of our scout team guys are. They're unsung heroes, but they work hard. They get beat up quite a bit and don't get a lot of recognition, but we appreciate those guys. We've had a lot of guys do a good job throughout training camp.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mark.